Hello Gunners, welcome to another video, and my word, we have a lot to talk about, a lot of positive news and a lot of interesting stuff really in terms of where Arsenal are heading in terms of their striker pursuit. But before I begin, if you are new here, please hit the subscribe and the like as well, it'd be greatly appreciated. But let us start with a very good news, and that is Martin Zubimendi has finally been announced as an Arsenal player. So we'll have a little look at the announcement video. I thought it was quite cool. It kind of showed Zubimendi as a player, showing that he likes to control the tempo. It was really nice, so let's have a watch.
¿Preparados?
Set. Rhythm. Collect.
Conectar.
Control.
Dirigir.
Know when to slow it right down. And speed it up. Beat by beat, brick by brick.
Estamos dando forma a sinfonías.
And this one starts at the center.
Creamos música.
Beautiful. I think it was a beautiful announcement. Showed Zubimendi in his play style. He wants to be quick at times. He can slow it down. The rhythm, you know, it really did sort of portray the sort of player we'll be getting with Zubimendi, and it was really special. And of course, here he is, Zubimendi with Andrea Berta. Really nice photo there, our new sort of DOF, the smiles. He just looks happy to be here, you know. And I sort of put a tweet out saying Martin Zubimendi rejected Liverpool and Real Madrid to play for Mikel Arteta. The red and white suits him, and it certainly does, you know. I really love to see when sort of players that you've been chasing for such a long time, this pursuit's been going over for about 2+ years, and you just see how they look in the Arsenal kit when they finally got it on. I've got it on myself, and that actually gives me a reminder to let's keep on going in terms of the news. And well, the main talking point of this video, it is about this in terms of Viktor Gyokeres. And David Ornstein came out to say Arsenal are in advanced talks with Sporting Lisbon over a deal to sign Viktor Gyokeres. Transfer fee discussions continue, but personal terms in place on a 5-year contract. 27-year-old Sporting striker only wants Arsenal. Arteta pushing for a swift conclusion. And I'll talk about it a bit more depth. You guys know I've always preferred Benjamin Sesko by far, and I still maintain that. And I genuinely still maintain that Benjamin Sesko suits Arsenal way more than Viktor Gyokeres. But I'm not the sort of guy who's going to sit here and say, I don't want Gyokeres. I'm going to now shout at him every time he touches the ball. I'm now going to berate. I'm just going to keep on giving him hell. No. He's going to play in the Arsenal kit. I'm going to support him. I want him to score goals. I want him to provide. I want him to prove me wrong. I really do. You know, when somebody sort of puts on the Arsenal kit, I want them to succeed. I want them to do the necessary to show and sort of bring my club to the very next level. And Fabrizio Romano also confirmed, saying more on Viktor Gyokeres. Big news. Gyokeres has reached total agreement with Arsenal on contract terms and informed Sporting about his desire to join Arsenal. No intention to discuss any other options, only to proceed with Arsenal as soon as possible. Deal well underway. So I reckon this deal gets done. Price, it's seemingly around 50 million, but 50 plus 50 million in add-ons. I think it's far too much. But like I've said, I'm not going to sit here and start moaning about Gyokeres. Let's talk about the positives about him. What is he going to bring to Arsenal rather than what he's not going to bring? And for sure, you can't ignore it. This guy's a hungry goal scorer, a mentality monster. I've always maintained this with Gyokeres. I don't think there's many strikers in Europe who have a better mentality in terms of scoring than Viktor Gyokeres. Without a shadow of a doubt, this guy has got one of the best scoring mentalities in the world. He's selfish. And being selfish is not a bad thing when you're a striker. We need guys to be more selfish, take more shots, take more risks. Viktor Gyokeres is the sort of guy to do that. He genuinely is. Look at the goal scoring record. I know it's in Portugal. I know the level at Portugal is equivalent to sort of League One in England, but that doesn't take away from his quality in terms of wanting to score, needing to score. He's also got a very, very good ball striking technique. I do think he takes far too many touches in the box, but again, we can't judge him. We've got to see how he operates against those low blocks, because that's where my worry with Gyokeres is. Can he adapt to the low blocks in the Premier League? Can he move in the box to the level that he does in transition? If that answer is yes, you've got a very good striker that if a ball sort of drops in and around him in the box, he will score. He's a goal scorer. This guy will put the ball into the back of the net. No doubt about it. But can we get him into those positions where he can do it? Can he get into those positions without transition moments? That's the biggest challenge, but also sort of excitement that comes with Viktor Gyokeres. And one of the things I did say in terms of this deal is you can't want Gyokeres and also what Martinelli sold. It doesn't make sense. Gyokeres has this left-hand side bias. He's so good rotating out wide, whether that's in transition, whether that's in settled play. Gyokeres loves playing and staying on that left-hand side. Martinelli, he does better coming inside the pitch, being central. You get the best out of Martinelli when he has those rotations. Remember Gabriel Jesus? I'm not saying Gyokeres is going to have a similar impact, but those rotations between Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus was incredible. Gyokeres is probably the last roll of the dice in terms of unlocking Martinelli. If this doesn't work, I'll admit Gabriel Martinelli, he probably doesn't have a future at Arsenal, because this signing of Gyokeres will elevate Martinelli and allow him to occupy those central spaces, which is what he would want and where he excels the most when we're looking at that season where he got 16 non-penalty goals. And here are examples of that. Gyokeres, I know this again is in a transition moment, but look where he is. Imagine now, I think that's Trincao in the centre. Imagine that being Martinelli. Martinelli, we've seen the goals he can sort of score. Gyokeres is not the best aerially. Martinelli is one of the best headers at the club. So if you get Martinelli into those central areas to head the ball in, calm. Have Gyokeres maybe play those balls into Martinelli, calm. There's different ways in which Gyokeres can be maximised, but we need to maximise him for this to work. Otherwise, if we force him into the positions where Kai Havertz occupies, we're not going to get the best out of him. He's just going to look like a massive flop, and I don't want that for him. I genuinely don't. Here's another example, again, in transition. I know this league ain't great, but he occupies those left-hand side spaces. He's got a bias to that side. And maybe that will improve our we've got this sort of reliance on attacking on the right. With a centre forward that goes onto the left, maybe our possession volume will be more onto the left and we'll be able to utilise the left a bit more than we do. Added to Zubimendi, it can work. It genuinely can work. And I also talked about the psychological impact of signing someone like Viktor Gyokeres in terms of lifting the Arsenal players. Gyokeres will certainly have more of an impact than Benjamin Sesko. We already saw sort of Declan Rice, here's the example, liking posts of Viktor Gyokeres. And this may sound silly, but it isn't. This sort of thing shows the players feel someone like Viktor Gyokeres coming in is the boost needed. So even if he doesn't play to the level of a guy that will score 30 goals for Arsenal, that sheer knowledge that you've got someone like Gyokeres in your squad can get you 7 or 8 points. It sounds silly, but it genuinely is true. And that's one of the net positives when you're looking at someone like Viktor Gyokeres coming into Arsenal Football Club. And like I said, on Twitter, a lot of guys will follow me on there. We'll see I've got an agenda against Gyokeres. That's not the case. I just genuinely thought Benjamin Sesko is so much more suited to Arsenal, and I'm still confused about this deal. But look, I wish Gyokeres the very, very best of luck. I'll support him every day. I'll sing his name every day. I'll chant it. I'll be going to the Emirates to watch games. I want him to score goals. Prove me wrong. Show me that you can score at this level to the levels that you have shown in Portugal. I would love it. I will happily eat all my words. Deliver my club a title in the Champions League that we've been crying out for a very, very long time. Go and do it, Gyokeres. But anyway, gunners, that's it for now. Hope you have enjoyed. And until next time, peace.